Hey, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will be starting soon. What is my card? 255. How much time do I have? 563 minutes. 4 hours is 440 minutes. Assalamualaikum. Ini we can do Kasih gambar-gambar. Yang satu paper. Satu paper. Jadi, alright. Diorang dah, bas dah panggil lah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Puan ni chair, puan ni chair. Come, some. Mana dah anu? Masa cikgu dua? Oh. Satu je paper. Sedihnya. Kata student cik. Ni kursi ada berapa banyak? 23. Okay. Jauh tau. 40 minit, 50 minit saya nak sampai. Maarof. Ya. Boon Lay Boon Lay. Tak ada. Supposed to be 5. Kita tengok macam mana Usually tak lama. This is 30 what? Minta orang tolong on kan lah. Masih ada interview? Tak ada. Susah je nak suruh budak-budak ni berbual. Ready for live students. 1, 2, hey, 1, 2. Teens alive student. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Tengok kamera. But dekat kamera yellow tak? This is the TV punya colour I think. So you cannot, tak boleh samakan. Hello. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, we are live Cik, kita dah live tau. So this is at our, currently we are at my office. So we just been informed that the students have taken the bus just about 20 minutes ago. So from Masjid Maarof all the way to Ubi here, I think it will take about a good 40 to 45 minutes. So the students might be, we probably need to start a bit later. Hello, say hi. So you see more people here coming. So we have prepared some, kita pinjam dari Tuan Zaid Masagos clipboard. So the students can also, we just bought pens so they can write. Our staff here, Sister Kak Ros pun dah test all the pens, are all working Good and good. Okay, so so media, and now I think there's a lot of talk about media. What is actually media? We're just gonna do some sharings to these students, and hopefully they are inspired to do something eventually for the future. Probably from our stories, they will pick it up and become entrepreneurs too, or they will want to push the dakwah scene further when they are ready after school. So these are things that we like to inspire them to do, and hopefully they will take it up. Okay, mak, see my hair, cik. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is take a break for a while we wait for them. I think I drink water first. Okay, see you later. Notification. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, correct. Takut budak-budak. Allahu Akbar. Check my hand. Apa ni order tu? Ada lagi satu. Tapi nak kena ada sialan. Sure. Okay. Not male to female lagi. Inside bag ni tak? Dia punya ada satu one more extra kan? Wait, kemarin ada satu ni tu pakai stiker. Mana? Ni ada satu. Oh, that's the end. Itu jauh sih. Lihat. picture dia. High power je tak apa. Tak boleh, tak kena ada converter dia. USB 3 je. USB-C tu. Alas pakai laptop je, laptop tak lagi. Tak bisa. Dekat Rose ni laptop. Oh, sudah komputer besar. Ada Spotify pun. Ramai ni, sikit kan. 14 budak je. Number 4.
آخر كي أتفاخر وظننت أنا أني بذلك حزت غنى فوجدت أني خاسر فتلك مظاهر لا 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى كن أنت تزدد جمالا كن أنت تزدد جمالا لا 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 أتقبلهم الناس لست أقلدهم إلا بما يرضي
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Uh, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay, all praises to Allah, the greatest of being and all. Uh, we thank Him for your presence here. And Alhamdulillah, we have about 14 students here today. Start your nama apa Ustaz? Zulkifli. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is, you can call me, already a father of two. So you can call me uncle also can, no problem. Okay, my name is Fadzuli. And behind me is uh, brother Sabri and Kak Ros. Okay, behind me. Okay, let me just orientate you first. So welcome to our office. We are more well known as Islamic Events. Okay, belakang tu, if you need a toilet really urgently, we are here for about 2 hours. The bus will come about 5. So behind there's one toilet aja. So if there's too many people want to go toilet, there's another toilet outside all the way to the end. Handicap punya toilet. Handicap punya toilet. Okay, so kalau siapa haus cakap aja, kita apa tu kat belakang ada fridge, boleh ambil air. Undang on target pun boleh juga. Okay, okay, now why is there a screen looking at me, a camera looking at me, and yet there's another TV showing a slide? So today's topic is about media, and now I think in your live sessions you either go through how to use social media responsibly and so on, kan? Betul tak? Okay, so so far, how far have you been in the learning? What do you understand about media? I will ask again later, of course. You don't understand what is media all about. Okay, no problem. How many here have handphones? Semua ada handphone sekarang You guys are about 13, 14 years old Siapa 14? So all 13. Sec 1 Sec 1. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, now nak tunggu start or we can just proceed Okay, a little bit of what we're going to talk about today. Okay. Okay, right now what's happening is that we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. So kalau you tengok, maybe not that many people watching, but it's live on my own profile, and I think dah ada sikit-sikit orang tengok juga. Okay. Okay, what you see here is what we call a picture-in-picture. So this is while I'm talking on Facebook, people can still see that I'm tukar slides semua, nanti boleh nampak. They can still see me talking, and the slides are still moving. Maybe you can zoom a bit to me. Okay. How body? So ni pun nak kena bilang, cameraman ni kerja, kena tahu framing and all these things. Okay. What we're going to go through, there are 3 points here that we will go through today. A few points. Mana dia? Tak nampak Okay, tak apa. So company profile, a bit of advertisement on our end. Then we talk about media today and technologies, and then eventually we talk about running effective advertisement, because that is what we tend to do. And conclusions, of course. Okay, now. Okay, a little bit about us. Currently, we have, walaupun nampak satu office, tapi kita ada 3 companies in what we do. Okay, kalau you have ever seen these entities, ISGM Ventures, ISGM Private Limited, Hima SG, these are all us. Okay, each entity take different roles. Okay, this is just maybe you don't understand so much yet. Okay. Our company started in 2008 from a LLP company, then we move on to become private limited entities since 2013. But we are more well known as Islamic Events. Okay, kalau from here you might see two logo You don't Ada something wrong with the view capture. Hmm. Sorry ada technical problem sikit. Kena solve this one. That one. Okay. Okay. If I change the slide, should be able to see because just now the slide didn't change. Okay, so the what we do. So the first company that you can see is kita buat advertisement. We do web development services. We do video and professional live streaming services dengan under it also ada Islamic events punya membership. You will see different logo. Kita do many things actually. Okay, so the second company more structured to misalnya event masjid will hire us to do some event marketing. Then we also collect commission from tickets kalau kita jual tickets we do Quran reading at home. Kalau you need a teacher to teach you Quran, you can hire us to find a teacher for you. And also we do some fundraising for different organizations in Singapore. Other than that, what we do other than that is akikah, korban, and all this. Even kita bersihkan kubur pun ada. So it's part of our services Okay, think what the main content about here. Okay, now about media. Okay, just now I asked you, what do you understand about media? What is the understanding of media? Tahu tak? No? Nothing at all. Ah. Hmm. Okay, so a technical definition of media, if you Google about it, there are many definitions of media. Okay, one of them that I pick up is media means various types of communication medium. Okay, this is highlighted, you see, communication. Maknanya that is the platform where you want to communicate. Example, this is what you are holding right now. If you are handphones, that is actually itself a media. Sorry, the handphone itself is just a technology, a tool. But inside it are the apps like Facebook. What do you guys use nowadays? Instagram Instagram zaman Instagram anything that's rising up right now? How about gamers? Ada gamers kat sini tak? Apa banyak-banyak platform of gaming punya platform kan, kadang ada all this medium of communications and so on. Okay. Kalau we look back into history, okay, communication, you can communicate. Bayangkan dulu there's no such thing as internet. You all are born in which year? Minus 2006. Internet dah ada Internet was starting to grow very fast from 1990 onwards especially when Windows really meletup 1995. That's where really internet really start to accelerate very fast. But we talk about it later. Okay, it started with, I think long time ago orang semua tulis surat cinta je pas. So all these are letters. They use writing. That's why you have a board there. You are students, right? Are you writing? I don't see any words there. Pick up. Okay. Satu-satunya one of the things that as a student you need to have a pen and paper all the time to to take notes and ideas. Okay, because you are learning. Okay, there's a saying that every time you write something, you will remember better. Daripada just listening and thinking, you might not remember at all. At least you can write in points and so on. Okay, so letters are traditional ways of communicating with people. Okay, in the previous, kalau zaman-zaman Nabi, Nabi, or even kalau you might see some old movies, they might even use write letters and pakai pigeon send to very far areas if they want to communicate with other people. And of course, during my time is pakai postman lah. Tulis surat, lepas tu hantar pakai postman. Dulu-dulu ada this thing called pen pal. Is there such a thing anymore in this generation? Don't have, so letters itself is a communication way to communicate to people. It is a medium by itself. Okay. Then television. Okay, in the television started somewhere, I think in the 50s or 60s, 1950s. I also haven't born that time. See, most of us belum lahir pun. So, okay, what dominates the television? So people end up looking at news and so on. Okay, so now even radio. Radio is also a form of communication. It's a medium. It's a media by itself. That's why kalau you tengok go to any when you go to in the future, nak cari kerja ke apa kan, when they talk about media industry, they always talk about radio, they talk about TV, they talk about now internet is just starting to be considered a media. Last time people don't really care about it, but because of the influence and changes of technology, so telephone is also a media because people communicate between each other. This is the dulu old school punya, masih ada juga kind of telephone, but nowadays semua pakai mobile phone kan. Print. How many of you read newspaper? I still also read sometimes. When I go to my in-laws, if I still buy newspaper, I still read them. No, so totally you read. Do you read news at all? Or do you really read fake news? People send you fake news. So I think there are, even for when we talk about print, we talk about news in newspaper. We also talk about magazines. Magazines are also a medium of communication for people. Back then, okay, advertisers will go through very focused kind of advertising. Then come the internet somewhere in the 90s. Okay, all these traditional type of media. Dulu, last time, you can see that CNN, all these news punya company are the main people who are able to influence people through all these TV channel, radio channel, and so on. But when internet came, okay, let me ask you, good news or bad news spread faster? Why bad news spread faster? Got the shock factor. So you read from internet most of the time? I see, okay. So it start with that lah, all these kind of social media nowadays all through the phone and so on, because of the internet. The internet itself is not a media. The internet itself is actually a technology, and it facilitates media. Mana je satu, kalau in terms of categorization, internet is one big category of technology that's developed because there are the software and the hardware and so on. But it's not a media by itself. Okay? But because of the internet, letters become email. So you tend to see lesser letters today, except from banks, except from governments, nak kasih fine. and all these things are official letters. Usually they still use paper and pen or printer to print and so on. But a lot of things nowadays have moved to paperless, which is going to digital, which is email. Okay, email is kind of the earlier kind of medium in the internet world. Okay, then chat groups. Nowadays, because of social media, I think hardly people use chat groups like ICQ, MIRC, tak pernah dengar MSN, pernah dengar MSN? Tak pernah dengar, not your generation So, for my generation, we went through all those things. These are what we call chat tools. But nowadays, I think most of you have WhatsApp. Most of you have WhatsApp kan. Sekarang ada even classroom, ada class WhatsApp group kan. So that has replaced chat groups. But before the internet era, there was no such thing as chat groups. Chat groups only was created eventually because of the internet. The internet was developed first, the infrastructure, everything was developed first. Then the chat groups become so it itself has become a medium, medium of communication. Okay, boleh tengok kalau you nak Google dulu history, ada ICQ, ada MSN, ada all these many type of chat groups Okay, television has now slowly moved to online videos. How many of you still watch TV? Semua masih tengok TV kat rumah ada TV But slowly generation has started to change. People punya pattern of they no longer watch TV because TV you cannot control the time. But especially now with Google, with YouTube, with Toggle, kita tengok Netflix, you can watch any video on demand, start to end. Betul boleh repeat lagi. But if you think about traditional TV kan, you have to wait for the time. Oh, dia ni start pukul 8 then habis pukul 9 and so on. But nowadays, no such thing already. That's where industries start to change. And kalau recently, kalau you talk about, you read media kan, you still read news kan? You heard about recession tak? Recession, maknanya people lose jobs and so on. Okay, so lately the government announced there will be like a technical recession. What does it mean by technical recession? Dengar tak? These are very complex ideas, but at least you have an idea of things in the future. Okay, I understand the definition of technical recession tu maknanya there is a change of, there's a shift in technology because of technology changes. Dulu there's no, there were many writers. Baru recently, a few days ago, SPH said they were going to sack a lot more people because the newspaper industry is also evolving and changing. And because of this, the demand has changed. People are not buying newspaper. People are going more online like you guys. I think in the future there's no newspaper. Okay, all these are being possible because tak ada orang baca newspaper anymore. And it starts to change because so when all these things, old jobs, kerja-kerja lama akan but new jobs will be created. But this will take time because, why it take time? Because people need to learn how to do the new job. So people might need to go back to school, people might need to take courses and so on. That's why there are many programs now by the government to retrain people to do new things now. Because the trends are changing and old jobs are really are dying. Even the media industry, the TV industry, the broadcast industry are all dying because technology keep changing very fast nowadays. And if you are not in pace, that's where it becomes a problem. Okay, so that's from television to online videos. How about radio? Even radio is also become a dinosaur now. Because people have, how many of you have Spotify? Spotify? Zaman Spotify tahu? Ustaz tak ada? Tak tahu apa tahu Spotify. Spotify. Nowadays people listen to podcast, iTunes, SoundCloud. Ada yang even my generation tak tahu apa tu Spotify sah. Because they haven't grasped it. Because so these are all changing. The radio industry kalau kita tengok is affected. Nowadays people listen to radio most of the time when they are driving in cars. But your generation, because you dah start pakai Spotify kan, you will see 10 years down the road, something will happen. Okay, the radio might even be gone, or they need to move their radio stations to online radios, into Spotify and so on. So that's why kalau you tengok sekarang DJ dah start to move to podcast, to Spotify punya channels and so on. Okay, sorry ada ter-echo kat sini. So I think ter-echo nanti dia double Okay, so changes in media. Telephone, smartphones. Dulu telefon biasa je. Okay, the telephone was used just to talk, communicate. But what has smartphones done to us now? Macam-macam boleh buat boleh check email juga. Boleh call orang. Ada chat group kat dalam kan. WhatsApp tu ada chat group kan. Because of the technology of today smartphones has become the new computer. Dah tak payah pergi laptop nak send an email anymore. You just need a handphone, send. Okay, even WhatsApp also you just send someone in groups and so on. Okay, so because of this, things changes. Even for print, just now I talk about newspapers, magazines, has become e-magazines, newspapers have become web newspapers, even e-books. Books now become e-books. People right now buy Amazon Kindle just to read books from or even an iPad or so on. Okay, on your computer, they don't buy books anymore. Or books are still relevant, but it has shifted a bit Okay, but some people complain, I can't read 400 pages in an e-book. It's too straining to the eye. They still prefer to buy a book and so on. It's still somehow other relevancy for books. But still you can see that it is changing. Things are changing. You don't know, someone out there might invent something to prevent the eyes from straining. So they will read e-books better. So all these someone is solving a problem. Okay, then it evolves further. Kalau using all this medium, then it comes to this, what we call the social media. If you understand social media, okay, it is a very complex mechanism or app by itself. Okay, because social media itself has many things inside. Kalau you tengok example, anyone of you in Facebook? Kalau you ada Facebook, you can see ada chat group, ada wall and all these things kan. Boleh send personal message, boleh send group message, boleh even buy things online in Facebook itself. Boleh shopping ni semua ada marketplace and so on. So the social media has become very complex. It integrates all of these mediums for communication. Okay, kalau you tengok Instagram, I think dia ada 2 or 3 function. Kalau you tengok Pinterest and so on. LinkedIn is picking up very well for the business world. Okay, Twitter and so on. So example, kita ada Facebook page, kita ada about 55,000 followers okay, so example of Facebook page. Okay, other than that, example this is, kenal tak this, Mahizin? Siapa dengar? Tak dengar? Semua dengar It's your time I thought it's dah dinosaur, belum masih belum. Siapa current generation you listen to? Other than, ada tak artis-artis tu listen to rock music lagi? Alamak. Rock pun has evolved. 80s rocks and So lain. Orang kalau dulu abang-abang rock cakap sekarang punya rock tak macam rock dulu. Because of the heavy metal semua So okay, so example. Then because of social media, there's this phenomenon called the influencers. And because of social media also, the media has changed. People listen to these people more than newspaper, more than what we call traditional media lah, macam berita harian kalau you baca berita harian, even radio and so on. Okay, what we call rise of influencers, and they have their own following. They don't really depend on media already. Okay, so example contohnya our own media expert Suji Muhammad. Even Ustaz Zahid Zain pun ada ramai juga follower 25,000 people. Kenal Ustaz Zahid Zain? Siapa sini kenal? Belum kenal lagi kita kenalkan usually dia punya target audience tu around people early 20s lah. When you all dah graduate lepas tu nak pergi kelas semua, kadang you will see him talking to this kind of audience, but you all masih a bit younger. Okay, for the mummies, for the mothers, if you have your parents atau your mothers I think they would know this person Vivi Yusof Who's Vivi Yusof? He's a founder of this fashion valley, and she has this very dark product. Dia jual tudung je kerja dia. Tapi they sell in thousands and millions It become popular online. Kalau like my wife follow this kind of people tengok video dorang, cara dorang ikat and their own lifestyle and so on. Okay, ada good, ada bad. Sometimes, but they are influencers in a way. Dia cakap satu benda je, people ikut. Okay, so what has it to do with Islam and dakwah or Islah? Ni semua main peranan. Some days in the future, you guys also might be one of them. You might be an influencer also. Okay, because you will eventually influence someone to do something and so on. Okay, the next level of engagement. Diorang dah setakat ada social media, ada followers, but they still sometimes not enough. Sometimes they have to, because things even trends changes. Last time posting gambar, posting sikit-sikit video pun boleh, dah cukup. But nowadays, people go live, raw and live. Ambil kamera terus berbual macam what we are doing now. People are watching it online and start to teach people, educate people, sometimes good, sometimes bad. So it has changed a lot of the game also. The game of engaging people. Okay, not just posting normal, but the people start to go to live streaming. And this live streaming has started since 2010. 2010. Somewhere around there. Cuma that at that time, technology wasn't so fast, wasn't so good, because nak push up video perlukan a lot of bandwidth, these technical terms and that's why kalau you tengok the phones are moving very fast, 3G, 4G, 5G. 5G is coming. In some countries 5G dah masuk pun, macam Korea and even China pun ada certain areas, because they are the ones who creating the technology. And what happens with 5G? You can watch more Netflix, you can watch more video, you can watch a lot of things. And even live streaming, pergi mana-mana pun boleh live stream. You don't need to be here in a proper office with strong Wi-Fi and so on. You can go everywhere, anywhere, in the road semua boleh live stream. So this has changed a lot of ways how people communicate. Back to media the definition how to communicate so live stream has changed in some aspect. I don't know what's going to happen in 5 to 10 years down the road. It will evolve. Eventually, all these things will evolve. So when we talk about medium evolves because as technology changes. Okay, last time, why Apple meletup? Apple iPhone ni semua meletup. Back then, handphone semua tak ada apps. They started it ni ada orang pandai ni lah, kan? Steve Jobs kan nama dia, the founder of Mac dulu. So they all created, they were innovative enough to change the game. And because of that, a lot of things carry on and develop and develop and develop. So nampak tak? Every time something, a technology change, medium also start to evolve. Communication also start to change. And that's where people like us who do business or we need to advertise and so on, we need to also adapt to the changes. And we cannot stop it. This evolving and changing, kita tak boleh stop it because our generation is like this. Your generation might be totally different. Okay? Because someone out there, I don't know, in America, in Europe, in China, or in wherever in the world, they are always creating something. They are always improving on a process, making it more efficient, solving problems and so on. Okay, I baru recently dengar podcast about Waze. Pernah dengar Waze tak? This company called Waze. Tuan tahu. Okay, pasal dia drive ni semua driver tahu tak? Pernah dengar tak Waze? This company called Waze. I change the slides sekejap Okay, Waze was bought over by Google for berapa billion tau, 1 point something billion. And what they do is that they help to solve traffic problem. Okay, it's a Israeli company. Okay, the founders are Israelis. Okay, but they solve a very big problem in the world. Okay, even Google last time didn't. That's why Google, kalau you tengok Google Maps right now, they can tell you the traffic problem situation. But where do they get the data and information from? That's why they beli Waze. They share the data with Google Maps. Because the company was able to get drivers to download the app, and when there's a situation or the problem ataupun ada TP tengah ambil shooting someone out there is updating that information and because the millions of people have downloaded the app, it solves many problems. Okay, so example, you want to travel from here, tadi pergi PIE ada jam ada jam tak? Ada jam sikit kan? Cuba kalau tu bus driver pakai Waze, you might be able to avoid the jam by going through another route kalau dia tahu, kan? So it is a big problem for many people, and technically it solves some problem. So this is technology. Dulu there has no such thing. Last time there was no such thing as all these open people can contribute to the information. But now because of technology, handphone and so on, this become possible. Okay, so I go back to my slide. Even PowerPoint presentation has changed. Last time, we need to buy Microsoft Office from the house for your own computer, individual computer. So you dah siapkan presentation, lepas tu kalau you nak share dengan orang, you need to email people and so on. But nowadays, Google has created this thing called Google App. It has changed presentation so much. Because right now, I have created this presentation in another laptop. Okay, I just need to log on to the internet and open it from a web browser, from a Google, tahu tak apa tu web browser? Google, Safari and all this. So things has changed. So nampak tak, they keep evolving and change. Because there's someone out there who's trying to solve a problem and make things more efficient. Okay. So this one is based from your teacher punya request. How to run effective advertisement. Okay. Even though I know you all not in the advertisement industry, but these are all things you can pick up and understand a little bit here and there. Okay, but this is the content that I'm sharing with you is very generic. Okay. Stage 1, content creation and targeting. Okay. Contohnya, in the world of kita punya world, Islamic world, kita kalau example nak cari guru Quran, okay, nak cari guru Quran, okay, you need to understand what is the message you want to send to people first, ask people first. So you want to find a Quran teacher, example You want to find a Quran teacher to teach you at home. Quran once a week, twice a week, up to you, 5 times a week. So that's your message. Okay. From the message is Quran service. Betul? Looking for Quran teacher. Okay. First, you need to understand what kind of Quran teacher you want. This is more important. Where at? Are you a beginner reader? Are you a beginner? Ataupun dah tahu tajwid? Tajwid pun ada a few levels, ada basic, advanced juga. Ada dah sampai, ada yang nak this thing called talaki only. Betul tak Ustaz? Talaki tu dah kira dah advance dah boleh baca. You just need a guru to correct you if you read wrongly and so on. Okay. And of course ada, ni pun ada macam-macam level lagi Ada sanad-sanad dia semua. So you must understand, okay, what you want. Who are you looking for? What kind of teacher are you looking for? Okay. So these are all points to consider when you run advertisements. Okay. Then the next question you need to ask is the information that you have there, the message that you need to craft, is it for this person? Is that the person that you are looking for, or is there something else that you need to look at? Okay, so important to understand what is the message. Because when you are clear, that's where effective advertising comes to play. So maknanya you are relaying to you are telling people, I am looking for a Quran teacher. Please help me. Then suddenly, but please help me tu later on So that is the message Clear You are looking for a Quran teacher. Please help me. But you need to tell people what kind of Quran teacher. So you must look at yourself. I am beginner. Okay, maybe I know bata sikit. Maybe I need to lancarkan atau fahamkan and so on. And what age are you? How old are you? So what kind of teacher you are looking for? Some females don't only want ustazah, tak nak ustaz ajar. And so on, so on, so on. So all these things are points. When you are clear with that, then you can start to craft your message and form articles. Okay? Maknanya you write first. Pernah nampak tak orang buat how people make movies? Have you read about all these things? Tak pernah still young Okay. Before a movie is created, someone out there has probably written a story or a script, or think of that. Okay, somehow it becomes writing again. Okay, how many of you are good in your language skills? English, maths and science, wait English, Malay, very good, excellent. Semua A1 hari-hari okay. These are important basic skills in any language. Even kalau you are very fluent in Arabic, okay, and so on. Okay, you all nak kena faham benda ni sikit-sikit. At least master English, because the generation now, even orang Melayu kita pun perlukan even we need to master our Malay, because in the future you might also be working in Malaysia, Indonesia and all this, because they are all still speaking in Malay in bahasa. And if you are good in Malay, you can just shift sikit-sikit je to their bahasa. Okay, it's important to be very good in language. This is from my understanding of running a business since 2008. Because when you, for example, before you want to share to someone, you need to write good proposals. In schools, you learn how to write letters, kan? Kena exam kan? In exam, you are supposed to, there's something you must write letters, kan? But nowadays, people write emails. But letter writing is itself a basic skill, on how you communicate between people. Some formal writing and informal writing. Most of us kalau kat WhatsApp, ni semua very informal writing, hello, bye, very short words, kan? But when you do proper formal writing, macam nak apply kerja and so on, it all need to be proper. So important skill, proposals later on and so on. These are all important skills to learn. Okay, because someday you might need to pitch to someone and so on. Okay, so after you come back here, when you understand your message, okay, you write it down. Sometimes writing down is enough already, but sometimes you want to, people are more visual. Okay, so you end up, you need to buat poster, banner. Contohnya kita buat korban servis kat belakang, kalau tengok you pusing belakang, if you turn back, you will see our banners, korban ni semua. Okay, these are important materials, and how you present them is also very important. Okay, because of social media, this has become even more important. Videos are not easy to create. I mean, live stream, maybe you can just take your phone, record, blah, 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 blah. Dia nampak macam senang tapi dia nak ada sistem. Ni semua boleh belajar dari, contohnya dari Tuan Suji bin Muhammad ni semua. Diorang ada run courses on how to create effective videos to engage people and so on. Whether it's recorded or live, videos are becoming more and more important. I think just now I mentioned about live streaming, kan? Okay, or even just audio, because of the podcast and so on. All these has major importance and has changed the media game ever since. Okay, but how you craft the message is important. Okay, to make it more effective, because the message tu nak kena clear. One thing you must understand, clarity. The second thing is you need to, how many of you read storybooks? Selalu your parents when you were little, they always read to you storybooks. Last time I don't understand the idea of being macam very long-winded. Macam you nak tell people one message, say one message. But the beauty of language, example, you sometimes can describe a person in beautiful words. Okay, it can trigger an emotion, or it can create imagination for someone. Okay. Okay, in the advertising world, it's called copywriting. Okay, this one you can write down. Okay, maybe, yeah. To understand a bit more, I'm not going to elaborate further. Okay. Copywriting ni the role of copywriting is to trigger emotion. Contohnya, what am I talking about? Okay. Siapa ada adik kecil kat sini? Baby? Ada? What happens when a baby cry? What happens when a baby cry? Or your adik kecil nangis? What happens? What do you feel? Important, what do you feel when a baby cries? Siapa ada adik kat sini? Okay. Ustaz, nak kasih point sikit. Apa jadi kalau baby, seorang bayi start to menangis? Apa perasaan Ustaz? Annoyed kadang-kadang bingit orang kata bingit Annoyed. Why? What happened? Why? When a baby cry, kita pun rasa macam, what is going on? Okay. That is one of the best example because when a baby cries, it trigger an emotion. It create an emotion. Why is this baby crying? Then you have to stand up and go to the baby to find out what happened. Kadang sakit perut lah, jatuh ke apa, and so on, fall down and so on. Okay, lapar, it can all this. So what happens that action actually trigger an emotion. Okay, but do you think words can trigger an emotion? Siapa pernah nampak this magic word? I think semua orang pernah nampak Sorry, I don't have a red pen. Kalau pakai red pen lagi bagus. Pernah nampak tak ni? This is an important word. What happens when people read this? Especially for the ladies. It triggers the ladies. Maybe not for the boys, but for the ladies, it triggers the ladies. What happens when you see the word sale? Kalau dia tengah jalan-jalan kat kedai-kedai, tiba-tiba sale. You want to find out more, kan? It's not just about buying, but you have to find out more what's happening, what's on sale, apa yang discount je 50% ke 40% ke 70% ke. Nampak? In writing alone, words can trigger you. Okay? And it's an art to master. And this is something for you guys, if you are able to craft this skill of using words to trigger people, okay, you are set for life. Nowadays, getting a degree, a master degree, PhD degree is not enough. So that's right. Ada orang pandai pun, it's not enough. But the ability to write words, to speak well, and use words to trigger people has a very important role in the world now. Okay? Convince people and so on. Because it's an important skill, even for managers, for teachers, for bosses, even for a parent talking to a child and so on. Okay? If you are able to master these words, learn these words and master them, okay, there are the course on its own. I don't run courses. But go out there, find this kind of, it can set you for life. Because, example, in the business world, if you are able to write a proposal very well and you can understand who you are talking to, and you put the words in action, people can fund you in millions of dollars. But if you don't have that ability, do you think you can raise money? So these are different skills that, but the fundamental is this. You must understand how to use words to convince people. Okay, it's a very powerful learning lesson here. Okay, even in video, bila tengah berbual, tengah cakap dalam video, if you know certain words that trigger that certain person, the audience and so on, it also make a very big impact. Okay, macam sometimes you watch videos of ustaz cakap gini 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 pasal hadis ni ni. Ustaz tu pun he needs the ability to tell people in a way to sway their emotion, to trigger their emotion, so that people will listen to him and so on. Okay. Okay, once you have that message, you are able to craft the content and so on. You need to distribute the information, the second stage. The other 4 stages, so this is the second stage. Okay. Firstly, you need to know who your audience are. Tadi yang kita dah buat profile kan. So kita pun nak kena tahu where they hang out. So monyet tu kan, the monkey. Okay, where do they? Some people, macam you said, most of you are on Instagram kan. Okay, kalau nak cakap pasal bola pergi mana? In what groups do you talk to? About soccer. Kalau main bola, main bola. Follow EPL ke apa? Which favourite team? Okay, know where your audience hang out. Then baru each media platform has its own pros and cons. Instagram ada pros and cons. Even email ada pros and cons. Ada apa tu, TV, video. Semua ada dia punya pros and cons. Ni boleh belajar lah Okay. Then once you understand, you start to outreach to them. Okay. Then you start to try. What you intend to do is actually influence one person at a time. If you think that you want to influence many at one time, susah lah Try to just influence one people at a time. Create one success at a time. Okay. Third stage. Dah market. Dah send information to Facebook, Instagram, whatever, radio, newspaper and so on. Okay, the next question is, you need to capture information. This is the next level already. Okay, kalau you send to newspaper, you want people to call you, so that you can collect information, tahu whether your advertisement is working or not. Okay. Apa lagi? Kalau you promote an event, masjid selalu buat promote event, kalau you need to get them to go to the event. So all this is called capturing information lah. Okay. It can be as simple as people liking your post, or make people to join groups. Okay, or make people follow you and so on. Okay, but better still, collect data. If you can get more information from them, it is easier eventually to profile and so on. Okay, kat Singapore ada law tak boleh collect sembarang-sembarang kalau ada, because people have to approve, compliant and so on. Otherwise nanti dah jadi spam and so on. Okay. The 4th stage, follow up, re-engage. Maknanya dia punya proses simple lah. It's a cycle lah. Okay, you need to dah capture, lepas tu dah ada data kan. You nak kena contact orang balik, collect feedback and so on. Okay. Example what we do in Islamic events, we have 15,000 plus subscribers dalam email. And every week we send 2 newsletters. Satu newsletter pasal event and what happened and so on. The second newsletter is about more on infak projects. Okay, whether it's local or overseas. So people who subscribe to us will get all this information. Maknanya we will establish, they subscribe to us voluntarily, tak paksa. Nak unsubscribe pun, please go. But what is important to those who subscribe to us, we need to create this thing called value. People call it value. So we need to engage them again and again and again and again. Ni kerja, kalau you perasan this word again and again and again, inilah kerja Islah, inilah kerja dakwah. Untuk send reminders and reminders and reminders and reminders and so on. So, okay, and it repeats. This cycle, this 4th stage of cycle repeats and repeats over and over again. Okay, but how do we sustain it? This is another important word. Sustain. The energy, and so on. Okay. You need to keep creating ideas. And if you all pernah belajar buat mind map tak? Bila nak pakai mind map So mind mapping is a process to keep on jotting ideas and mapping out ideas and boleh mendalam Some ideas can even go deeper and so on. Okay. Next question. Are you the next king? Will you be the next king? What do I mean by next king? Okay, just now when I talk about influencers, they really do a lot of things to create followers, to create numbers, to get people to follow them, to influence others. So similarly, the work is never ending. Okay, and being the king does not mean you will be king forever lah. But will you be the next one? Will you be the next influencer to influence people to do good and so on? In our case, in Islam, okay, you understand what is Islam, what is dakwah? Tahu tak apa makna Islam and dakwah? Okay, for most of us, we are actually doing Islam, not dakwah. So these are just some technical terms. I also learned it when I was an adult. I didn't know it. Tu pasal ada nama masjid Islam. Okay, kalau you pergi madrasah, ustazah ajar you agama ni semua kan, ustaz ajar you agama semua kan. This is called mostly falls under Islam because you are sending reminders to Muslims. Orang dah jadi Muslim. But if you go to Darul Arkam, you know where is Darul Arkam? Somewhere here je, dekat je, kat Geylang ni. Their role is to help people, help non-Muslims become Muslims. Okay, so their role is actually doing dakwah, teaching people to do dakwah. Okay, for most of us kat Singapore, especially in Singapore or Malaysia, Indonesia, kebanyakan what we are doing is mostly Islam. Okay, dakwah job is really one of the toughest things to do. It's not easy, nak kena ada belajar skill semua to get people to do. Okay, conclusion. Okay, so there, just now I mentioned there's the 4 steps kan. What are the 4 steps? Can you read? Semua dah tulis kan? So content creation and targeting, second, distribution, channels and so on. So all the mediums that you learn tadi kan, email ke, WhatsApp ke, Facebook ke, all these are just mediums. Radio, TV ni semua all mediums. Okay, that's where you distribute the information. The third one, capture. So dah penat-penat, you still need to capture. So the fourth one, what happened? Follow up and repeat, keep repeating the whole process. So simple So if you want to create effective advertisement, these are the generic guidelines that you need to follow. Alright, so do you have any questions for me? Ada? Cikgu, salah? Kita currently in Singapore, Malaysia dah ada, tapi not as robust as Singapore nya lah. Sana ada company dia sendiri, separate company, but we control lah, kita ada shares kat dalam. Indonesia belum. Pasal kalau nak run Islamic events, nak kena, the person need to also understand the IT side. Dia tak boleh, it's very technical pasal pakai web base semua. So memang we can look for someone. Okay, I just returned from Kenya recently, about a week ago. Okay, Kenya is a developing country. Okay, where there are more poor people than rich people, and people there are really very poor. If you go to your school, most of your school ada kantin kan? Sananya kantin tak ada kantin lah. Even tempat masak pun dia satu bumbung, and that's where the cook cooks. and that's where the children will queue for food. So I think it's I don't have I didn't prepare the pictures for you now. You don't see, but kalau tengok dorang sedih lah. A lot of things can be improved and so on. We can help them and so on. Okay. But that's the effect of traveling. Traveling also helps you to open up your mind, to see different kind of living conditions. Macam right now we live, kita ada aircon, kita ada lampu, kita ada TV ni screen. There's no such thing in Kenya. You don't see those things. You go to schools, it's still the old traditional way of teaching and so on. Even tak ada microphone pun. Okay, so thank Allah that you are blessed to be born here in Singapore, to have to see technology changes being adopted faster than any other parts in the world, because you are born here. That's the untungnya part, and hopefully you can benefit from it. Okay, insyaAllah. Okay, ada lagi tak soalan pasal media or anything else to ask about our company? Tak ada Islamic event, tak ada competition. But in terms of pasal event listing ni susah sikit nak build compared to kalau event organisation banyak run classes, madrasah, privately banyak. Tapi in terms of event listing tak banyak. Tak ada. So we are currently the only, because country is small so we don't have competition in that area yet. But others lah. Okay, nak tanya? How many here aspire to become teachers? Siapa nak jadi cikgu kat sini? Tak kisah cikgu agama ke, cikgu mathematics ke, semua tak jadi cikgu. Siapa nak jadi engineer? Boys, engineers or girls, engineers pun ada. Engineer pun banyak area construction, civil engineer, electronics engineer, bioscience, medical, siapa nak jadi doktor, nurse, siapa nak jadi ustazah. Ni memang peranan penting ni. Mana tahu insyaAllah. Actually, you all will one day become the first teachers to your children also lah. Someday, one day, 10 years down the road, 20 years, 15 years down the road, insyaAllah. Okay, ada lagi tak nak tanya? Okay, sekarang kau apa? Bas pun belum, dah sampai belum? Okay, kita ada some practical work. Okay, those who minat kamera can go to brother Abang Sabri tu kat belakang tu, to ask him about camera. What is framing? Where's the audio? Why am I wearing a head mic here? Because I don't need to wear a mic to talk to you, right? Because it's loud enough, kan? Because it's a small class. But why am I wearing a mic here? See? Tak pernah fikir apa sah dia ni pakai mic I don't need to wear a mic what. But people who are watching online Facebook, they need to hear me talk. So that's why the mic is I'm wearing a mic here. Okay, so benda-benda gini macam ni, how did I put up a screen there, just camera alone, then I can still split a screen. And then suddenly I can change to the screen to 2 split screen. Okay, so I think since we have about 30 minutes, we can mingle around, ask Brother Sabri, ask Kak Ros apa dia buat kat sini. You can also ask me whatever questions, okay? Nak pergi toilet pun boleh pergi toilet. Oh, lapar. Oh, dia food lah. Boleh lah, silakan. Hmm. Okay, dah. Okay, Sabri. Thank you for those who's watching on Facebook. Okay, we will cut here. Thank you so much. Bye.